ChatGPT, Amish Breakfast Casserole, Elevated.
No problem, let's take it to the next level.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the AI Kitchen, and today we're making Amish Breakfast Casserole with a twist. Yeah, with a twist. That's what ChatGPT called it. What is the twist? It's just better. It's gonna be better. Amish Breakfast Casserole, I've never tried it, but from what I understand, it's super simple, it's fast, it's easy, it's good. This one's gonna be a little less simple and a little less fast, but better. So, you know, you get what you put in. You get out what you put in? How do you say that? I don't know. Let's just get cooking. So generally, from what I understand, breakfast casserole has got like a pound of breakfast ham. So with ChatGPT, it said still do a pound of meat or a little more, but do a mix of bacon and sausage and ham. And I'm just like, okay. I can get on board with that. So I asked ChatGPT, I said, could I do over a pound of meat? And it said, within reason, basically, like don't go past a pound and a half. I like a pound and a half better than a pound, and it makes my life easier because this is a pound and this is a pound and this is a pound. So I can literally just do half of each, cook them all up and put them in the dish, and that'll make my life easy. And I don't know, is it weird if I wanna just cook them together? I feel like that would be a unique experience. So cut that in half. Am I gonna cross-contaminate if I cut this in half too? Yeah, I probably will. I'll just take the top half of it. That's what I'll do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take half the bacon and put it in my pan. What's that, half right there? Half the bacon goes into a pan. And I've got my pan set up right over here on my little outdoor skillet. And I don't know, how much can I fit in here? Can I do this all at once? I would have loved to do it all at once, but I don't know if it's gonna be possible. Could use 2 pans and cook the sausage in one and the bacon in the other. Probably the way to do it. I wouldn't have used such a big pan if I was gonna do that though. I just realized that for this dish, I'm gonna want chopped bacon. I probably should have chopped it prior to cooking it, but I can chop it after. It's all the same. It's all one and the same. All right, I got a second pan. Now I'm like a little crowded over here. And I can kind of see them both. After much consideration, I've decided to cook all the sausage because if I just put it back in my fridge like this, it's never getting cooked. Might as well cook it, then I might eat it. I had to go and get a spatula, break up the sausage meat here. Now guys, I'm not a professional cook. That should be my slogan. I should get that on a t-shirt. AI Kitchen, not a professional cook. The whole concept here is what can a normal guy just making dinner or making lunch or making breakfast do with the help of AI? Scary, isn't it? Scary. Or the help of the internet, you know, whatever. Sometimes I don't even use AI. Now, I'm gonna tell you the truth here. The Amish breakfast casserole, by default, comes with hash browns. And like, that's kind of the big thing. That's why it's like viral. It's because it comes with hash browns as like your bottom layer. Just like pre-frozen hash browns thawed. Now, ChatGPT decided to change that to sweet potato. And as someone who loathes sweet potato, in almost every form, I didn't really want to do it with the sweet potato, so I made a personal decision to just get hash browns instead. You could try sweet potato. If you like sweet potato, that might be good, but for me, it sounded like it would ruin the whole dish, and I got scared, and I wimped out, and I didn't follow the law of AI Kitchen, which at some point, Skynet's probably gonna punish me, but that's a Terminator joke, guys. I don't know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't in my right mind do sweet potatoes, but try it if you want. Try the same recipe, but instead of the hash browns, use the sweet potatoes. Tell me if it ends up being good. Or maybe I'll try it someday, I don't know. All right, so I'd say my bacon's pretty much done as well at this point. I don't know if I had my camera working for that whole thing, but basically I just cooked ham and bacon. So worst case scenario, I'll just skip to this part. Bacon's done, ham's done. I took half a pound out. I did cook the whole pound of ham, stored half of it, and the other half is done. The only question I have is, do you think I should cook this diced ham or is it pre-cooked? Fully cooked, keep refrigerated. I don't think I need to cook this. We're gonna use half of this too, but I'm not gonna cook that. All right, anyways, I'm back. I had to get a knife. You didn't know I was gone, so I don't know why I'm telling you I'm back, but I am back. I'm just gonna chop up this bacon real quick. I think it's gonna be better if we chop it up. Now, I know some of them look pretty crispy. It literally says in the recipe, crispy bacon. So I was trying to go crispy. Just chop it up. So we got like a half pound of bacon, a half pound of sausage, and a half pound of ham, and that's all gonna go in our casserole. But we still got a couple other things to do for prep work before we get to that next step. Okay, so anyways, the next thing we need to do is just get a bell pepper and an onion, and we're gonna dice them, or not dice them, but I guess we could dice them. Chop them at least, and they're gonna go into a pan and get sauteed, and in the pan we'll probably put some oil and maybe some butter, etc., etc. Oh, that was cool, it kind of popped right out. Never had that happen before. So chop up bell pepper. I guess we could do 2. Let me look at what ChatGPT says as far as quantity. I mean, I guess the way to think about it is like, how big of a chunk of green pepper do you want, or bell pepper do you want in your dish? I don't think I want a huge one. I think I want smaller slices, maybe even smaller than I've got here. All right, let me chop up this onion too. Not the right way to chop an onion. Don't judge, guys. I'm doing the best I can with the lack of training I have. All right, so we got onions, we got peppers, and we're gonna saute them. So a little olive oil in our pan over here, and then we'll just drop our veggies in and get them sauteed up. Oh, gotta love the sizzle. I assume we just want the onions to become translucent, and then we'll call it good to go. I don't know what that noise is, some sort of airplane. Anyways, it says to add some salt and pepper to the peppers and onions while you're sauteing them, so we'll go ahead and do that. It's like a low-flying Cessna or something. Do you hear it? I'm sure you hear it. It's getting further away now. I feel like Gruyere is like ChatGPT's favorite cheese. Because once again, it's, you know, elevating a recipe by adding Gruyere. It wants 4 ounces of it, grated. This is a 6-ounce thingy, so we'll just like, I don't know if I cut off the ends here. And of course, save them. Everyone got mad that I didn't save them last time. There we go. That's probably 4 ounces. We'll just grate that up. That's gonna go in our casserole as well. Our onions are still over there sauteing, by the way. If you're curious what happened to the onions and peppers, they're still working. Might as well multitask. I'm a fan of multitasking, always have been. And it's a really useful skill if you're a cook, I think. You have to be able to You ever seen these people in the kitchens, like on Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares? Like, he does like 12 things at once when he's in a restaurant. Whoa, hello, it just all plopped out. Let me check on my onions. Burning them a little, typical Dave. Typical Dave burning the onions. Uh-oh, jeez, my heat was way too high. Look at that flame. My goodness. Well, that's disappointing. It still probably wouldn't be that bad to just use them. Here's Dave, like, just justifying it. It's good, it's fine. A little burnt onion never hurt nobody. Crispy onions. I kind of like crispy onions, so I'm not really that upset about it, but it's not ideal, guys. We're gonna use them because I think it'll be okay, but don't do this. Don't do it this way. Keep a closer eye on them. I'm just talking about the joy of multitasking while I ruin something, while I work on something else. That one's a little extra crispy. Let's take that one out. Well, they're sauteed, guys. They're beautiful. Whatever. I do my best here in the AI kitchen. Not a professional cook. And I am gonna use the burnt onions because I think it'll be fine. All right, anyways, I'm back after destroying the onions, and I've got all types of eggs. I don't know how many eggs I need, so I just grabbed a bunch. In a large bowl, whisk together the eggs, heavy cream milk. Okay, so how many eggs? Oh, only 8. So we're just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set that aside. We're gonna need a casserole dish here in a minute, but maybe not yet. 1, we're gonna try not to get any shells in it, but we're gonna fail. 2. I just got so many shells in this. This is one of my worst performances ever. Let's de-shell this bad boy. That took a hot minute. There's a trick, right, to not getting shells in your eggs when you crack them? If so, let me know, because it's something I always do. All right, anyways, now that we've got 8 eggs with no shells, we're gonna whisk those together. So we wanna add into this 1/2 cup of milk, or too much milk, stand by. There you go, 1/2 cup of milk gets in there, and then we add a whole cup of heavy cream. A whole cup of heavy cream, like so. A lot of dairy, guys. If you're lactose intolerant, grab your Lactaid. Okay, so we want 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. Now, for some reason, whenever I smell Dijon mustard, I can't help but think of deviled eggs, that's the word. Or angel eggs, as my mom calls them. How do I get in there? Not great. It's not going great. I don't want to use my finger. So 2 tablespoons of that. I got a knife. I was tempted to use my finger, but I decided against it. All right, this is a weird little measuring thingy from Pampered Chef. Not sponsored at all by this. But 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika goes in there, as well as a teaspoon of artisanal sea salt, or just Morton's if you're lazy. And some fresh ground pepper, or just Great Value if you're lazy. Look, guys, I can do things lazy. I always do things lazy if I can. But I do have a pepper grinder somewhere. I should have to find it. All right, there we go. Mix that all together. And then we're supposed to add a little fresh thyme. A little concerned about it. I feel like it might be a mistake. I smell thyme. It smells pretty good, actually. A tablespoon of thyme. The leaves, though, so just like strip them down. Ugh, I need another plate, dang it. I got a plate, guys. Hot dog. Big moment for me. So let's get some thyme leaves off the stem here. We want a 1/2 teaspoon of thyme leaves. It smells pretty good. That's why I was like, yeah, we're gonna use it. I like the way it smells. I highly doubt that fresh thyme is in the original recipe. I bet it's not. There you go. That's probably about a 1/2 teaspoon, and plop it in and stir it up. Okay, so I think we're to the exciting part where we assemble this bad boy, or bad girl, who knows? So take like a 8.5 by 11, is that what that is? Mine's cast iron, which I don't know if you're supposed to use Pam on cast iron, but I'm doing it. So grease it, it says. We then want to add 30 ounces, this is 20 ounces, of hash browns. And this is where you'd add the sweet potatoes if you decide to go that route. But I'm gonna do just normal frozen hash browns that have been thawed. It says 30 ounces of those. That's 20 ounces in a bag, so I'll do a bag and a half. There we go, bag and a half. That's a lot of hash browns, honestly, but that's what it calls for. And it is now ChatGPT calling for it. I asked ChatGPT, I said, I don't want to use sweet potatoes. How many hash browns do I use? And it said 30 ounces. So we good. Next, we're gonna add our sauteed onions and peppers. Burnt-tade, they're burnt-tade. Our burnt-tade onions and peppers are gonna get added next, layered on. They smell good. They're not that burnt, guys. It's fine. How many times do I say it's fine? You know, a recipe is kind of failing if I'm saying it's fine a lot. Because I'm justifying my failing. I'm doing fine, guys. I'm great at cooking. That's fantastic. Nothing's wrong here. Beautiful. Now we need to evenly distribute the meat mixture. I guess I'm just gonna open this ham and add half of it to the other meat, so we have a pound and a half of meat. I got meats, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control. I don't know why I'm singing grease. Probably because there's grease at the bottom of this, and then I thought of meats. All right, there's all our meat stuff. I'm just gonna layer that on. Like a pound and a half altogether. This is elevated Amish egg casserole, guys. Elevated. Elevated in calories, probably. Elevated in deliciosity. We're still calling that a word, by the way. Layer it all on there. Like your granny would. Did your granny cook for you? My granny never, ever cooked for me. I feel like that's a memory I'll never get to have, you know? Bring it to a sad place. Everyone's now thinking about their grandmas who have passed away. And then cue the sirens to really add effects. Now we're gonna add our cheeses. Now for cheeses, we want 8 ounces of cheddar and then 4 ounces of Gruyère. And it says sharp cheddar. I think the original just calls for normal cheddar. I'm basically gonna use half the bag here of this cheddar. And you could definitely grate it yourself. It'd probably be a little better if you did, but I didn't want to, so I didn't. All right, there's our 8 ounces of cheddar. How are the eggs gonna fit in here? I'm getting concerned. Here's our 4 ounces of Gruyère. Who needs the eggs? At this point, you can stop. It's just a delicious potato casserole. Are the eggs gonna go over? Here we go. Here we go, egg time. It's not that many eggs. Oh my gosh, don't go overboard. There's so few eggs in this casserole, in this version of this Amish casserole. Is that normal? Oh boy, comment guys, let me know. This seems like a little light on the egg action. But you know what? Maybe you don't need that much egg. I'm a little nervous about this one, I'll be honest. I don't know if this is gonna come out right. 8 eggs. So I asked ChatGPT about the eggs and they said the egg is really just to bind it all together. So it's not like the main star, like there's egg, but really it's an Amish breakfast casserole, not an Amish egg casserole. So eggs are there to be a binder, to create like this thing, the solid, this whole. But the hash browns and the meat and the cheese and the veggies, that's the actual dish. So this is gonna go into the oven for 45 to 50 minutes or until the eggs are set and the top is golden brown. So 375 degrees, let's do it. All right guys, we're back. Our Amish breakfast casserole has finished and it looks and smells really good. I'm actually not concerned at all. I was a little worried, but now I'm not worried so much anymore. It looks really good. I'm gonna try to take a slice out of it. Why wasn't, oh, because I tried. All right, let's do this. Hopefully it comes out pretty easy. Boom, there we go. I'm spilling it, but there we go. That's our breakfast Amish casserole. Looks good, smells good. Let's see if it tastes good. You see it's smoking though? I'm a little worried that I'm gonna burn my mouth. It's piping hot. Wow, I can't imagine what would have happened if I had done sweet potatoes because potatoes are such a big part of this recipe that I imagine if I had gone sweet potatoes, it would have been a very different experience. I'm kind of glad I didn't because I'm not a big sweet potato fan. And since potato is the primary thing in here, I think this was the right choice. It was very good, very, very good. I wonder if I should start rating my foods like on a scale of 1 to 10. I feel like I do a bad job of it. Oh, it's so hot. It's really good though. Listen, AI is on a bit of a hot streak. Pretty much everything it's designed these last couple of weeks has been really good. It's really good. I think what it does, this Gruyère cheese really adds like some depth as well as the multiple different meats. I don't think I'd like it as much with just one meat like the original. I think it's good to have the multiple kinds of meat. The thyme tastes good. Everything's good. It's good. It works well. If you like this sort of thing, if you've tried the Amish casserole, I bet you'll like this better than the Amish casserole, and it's not that much harder, so try it out and let me know what you think in the comments below.